All right, and we are live. Welcome to the Amateur Astronomers Association first live stream of several for the Great Conjunction of 2020. And it looks like we have all of one viewer right now. So we are three now on Facebook. So we're starting to build in. So my name is John Bill. I'll be the host for tonight. And also we have right now Irene, who's in a local neighborhood. And I'm going to have her also join us on the screen. Irene, you want to say hello?
Hello. Hello, universe. I'm Irene Pease. Friendly neighborhood astronomer here. I'm in Brooklyn. I don't know, John, do you want to see what's around in Brooklyn right now?
Yeah, let's see what's going on in Brooklyn. That would be awesome.
This is what's going on in Brooklyn. Clouds. There's more clouds. There's some sunset. There's the Botanic Gardens, and there's my grocery store, I guess. So that's where we are. It's hopefully I'll be able to see the moon in a little bit. Oh, do you want to see my telescope?
Yeah, let's take a look at that telescope you're going to use to see this great conjunction once the clouds clear.
All right, so I'm just give me a moment. I'm gonna flip my camera around. We're all learning here, so
yes.
There we go. There she is. So this is, I call her Brooklyn's prettiest telescope. It's a Dobsonian, so it's a reflecting telescope, 10-inch diameter with a big mirror at the bottom, and then a smaller mirror. Oh yeah, sorry, the mirror's really dirty. And then a smaller mirror up top. And I have a little finder on here, the star to remind me where to look. And I don't know if you'll be able to see kind of through the Telrad. Nope.
Yeah, it comes
to directions on me. But it kind of projects like a red bullseye out there. You can see a little bit of red in there, and that's how I kind of sight it. And so I've kind of sighted this, lining it up with this building that's nearby. I'm not one of those high-tech people that has like a fancy holder. Other people are going to have fancier holders for their telescope cameras and whatnot. But this is just me and my handheld. I'm not as skilled as some other folks. But you can see how I just kind of line it up on part of the building over there so that I know what I'm looking at.
Yeah, and then you can also see, I guess, how tiny that little spot is on the very top of the building that you're actually able to see with that scope. What's the rough magnification, Irene, that you have on your scope?
Right now, I think it's I'm going to say it's around 50. So not like super high magnification. But yeah, I like to use a lower magnification to first kind of line up the telescope, and then a little bit higher power to see the actual planets if we can see them through the clouds at some point. It's kind of clearing up in the skies. So you can see the clear parts kind of rolling in. And I've got my gear. I've got my boots. I got my snow pants. I've got my custom mittens. So I'll be nice and warm and toasty. Are you warm enough, John? It looks like you're in a snowstorm there.
Well, I am very warm right now. I'm in my apartment in Manhattan, but I've been occasionally jumping up to the roof to try to see if the clouds will clear. So once we're done with the live stream, I'm gonna jump up there and see the stuff for myself. So hopefully it'll all be good by then. So thanks for that quick story, Irene.
Awesome.
Does anyone that's watching have any questions about the conjunction for Irene or for me?
Questions away.
Oh, here we go. Let's see. No, so far no questions yet, but
yeah.
But I guess
people have been looking at it. You've been watching it like over the last few weeks. You've been keeping an eye on the planets, watching them get closer.
Yeah, definitely. I was out taking just visually looking at it last night. It was beautiful with the crescent moon, and that was kind of an unexpected bonus because it wasn't supposed to be visible last night, but they were both really quite bright and vibrant. So it was really cool. I've been watching them with binoculars and through some zoom lenses of the camera. So tonight was the first night I broke out my scope on the rooftop for it. So.
Yeah, I haven't had my telescope out in a while. I realized I forgot to pump up the tires in the hand truck that I used to roll it out. But we managed. we manage. But no, I've been able to see it pretty much every night as I leave work. So as I walk out of the building, they have it's like a low horizon to the southwest. So I've been watching it over the last several weeks. um, to see them get closer and closer. But I didn't see them last night. I wasn't outside early enough. I went outside later to get takeout.
Yeah, if you're out past like 6 o'clock or so, they start getting pretty low on the horizon. So you got to be up there early. But they pop up nicely right down the avenues here in Manhattan, which is nice. Well, Irene, you got a shout out for great setup and great clothes. The pink snow pants, I think, were big.
My snow pants. This is only the second time I've worn them. I don't think you can see. Okay, I can't. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry to throw you around there. The last time I wore them, the first time I wore them was about a week ago. We went out to the reservoir, a whole bunch of AAA people, and there were some people from other astronomy organizations looking for the aurora. So that was pretty exciting. Shout out to Faisal for giving me a lift up there late at night.
Were you able to see? I did see some pictures in New York of the aurora. So were you able to see any?
I didn't see any. There was someone, as we were leaving, he said he was catching some red with his camera, but wasn't able to see it naked eye. So it was late. We were kind of tired, kind of tuckered out and heading back to the day jobs in the morning. But I saw lots of Geminids, so that was great. No telescope. I didn't bother to bring. I brought my binoculars, but I didn't actually use them. We just kind of laid out and looked up. And other people were taking pictures, but again, I'm not that high tech, so I just looked up with good old eyeballs, and it was really beautiful. And I'm seeing just a little bit of moon.
Do you see if you can get the moon in your eyepiece there?
Yeah, let me see. I'm gonna flip you around again.
One of our members, really give a shout out to Dave Shepard. He's a little bit late up, but he's going to be watching the conjunction through us on the live stream, so that's good. Dave, hope you get well soon, and be back out with us directly. All right.
Alrighty. All right. So I'm just gonna don't mind me.
Today's moon, if I understand it, it's a waxing crescent. What I saw of it, and I think it's probably 4 or 5 days old. This moon, so there should be some nice looking craters on it.
Yeah. Right now, there's some nice looking clouds between us and them. Moon. I don't know if you can even kind of make it out in there. This is actually, I have a different eyepiece that I usually use for this kind of thing. There, I can see that at all.
Perfect. Yeah.
Ooh, as long as I don't breathe. You can see a little bit of crescent moon.
Yeah.
If I laugh, it shakes.
We got it.
All right, so there's a moon. Many more to come.
We have seen a celestial body now, so that's good.
Fantastic.
So we actually, at least did that. So, well, as we're waiting for so you still haven't seen the clouds clear out where you are, Irene? Is that right?
Yeah, they're definitely getting more clear, and I think I'm kind of aiming this over in the direction where I expect to see Jupiter and then Saturn. I know some of the evenings when I leave the building at work, like I see Jupiter before I see Saturn because it's just brighter up there, right? So probably see that first. And another thing you might notice if I hold this here long enough is the moon moving, like other than me shaking, right? It's kind of drifting up and to the left. Yep. Yeah, so I don't have a telescope that tracks. I have no electronics except for the little red laser finder thing. So so it doesn't track. So the tracking is like me moving it. That's how it tracks. So we're not really seeing the moon moving. Let's see if I moved it out of the way in there. We're actually seeing the Earth rotating. I think I moved it out of the way, so I have to find it in here again. But yeah, so some of the telescopes I think that we're going to be, we're expecting to see from Brooklyn Bridge Park, those are going to be similar. They may not be tracking, so the person might have to kind of poke the telescope a little bit, edge it along so that the objects stay centered as the Earth rotates. And then there's other telescopes that have electronic motors. Anyone who's doing imaging, like taking pictures through a camera on their telescope, they're going to have the fancy motors and everything all hooked up to make sure it stays centered. Unlike unlike Irene's handheld, low tech everything.
It's staying very well. It's staying very well centered there, Irene. So
Yeah,
you
I
have
could have
pretty
been a
good ways of
surgeon.
making an alt-az into a equatorial almost. So that's nice. Well done.
Yeah, we're practicing.
Good,
Yeah,
good. And
steady
what's up?
hand.
So is the field of view that you have there? It's about looks like it's about twice the size of the moon. So that the field of view on the eyepiece that you're seeing in real life there?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, it's about what I'm seeing in real life. And we're even getting a little bit of the craters. It looks like we can see Crisis. See a Crisis over there. A little bit, the
Yeah.
big one. So again, with this telescope, different telescopes have different optics. So with this one, the reflecting telescope, it's like upside down and backwards. So if I look in the sky, the crescent is kind of facing the opposite way.
Yeah, it's on your right hand side when you look up in the sky right now.
Yeah, so it's like this.
Can you zoom in with your camera or not on your iPhone there, Irene, or not? I
Oh,
can see it through the
I have
clouds.
no idea. I'm guessing.
Okay.
Wait, let me try.
That was a question the other day.
Okay, so I'm zooming in on mine. I don't think you can see. I think I just enlarged my screen.
No,
but I can see a little bright spot up there.
Yep, you can see
See a bright spot?
Yeah.
That's the real moon, folks. Go outside and look at it. You can take our live stream with you. Beauty of technology. And I feel like it's getting dark enough. We should be seeing a Jupiter at some point. But in the meantime, there's a moon.
Yeah, I noticed about around 4:45 is when I started to be able to see it with my naked eye. So I'm hopeful.
We'll so we're coming right up.
So we're almost there. Yeah, and thank you, Elena, for we got a love from Elena on Facebook Live. So
Elena, hi Elena. Nice. It's so nice because we haven't seen people in so long. I'm missing my AAA folks and all the folks that we would have been observing with and seeing in classes and at meetups and stuff. That was why it was so nice to be out at the reservoir the other night because I actually got to see people in real life, even bundled up in the dark. It was still nice to see people. Masks. We all wore masks. Social distance. All the safe things, right?
That plus outdoors that's pretty safe. So that's good.
Yeah, and honestly, like the mask, it's kind of nice and warm, you know. So
I think I may have to do that even after COVID now when I'm doing my observations.
That's why we wear scarves, right? I mean, a scarf is kind of like a mask.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Well, the sun is the light's definitely going down out there. So I think the sun set probably 20 minutes ago or so.
Something like that. Yeah, there's kind of a building blocking my my sunset colors. I don't know if there's any colors out where other folks are, but we definitely
the moon's getting brighter.
Have that up there. Oh goodness.
So, Irene, what's some of your favorite aspects of viewing? Pick one, Jupiter or Saturn. When you actually spend time and look at the planets, what are some of the things that you really like about looking at the planets?
Oh, okay. So let me tell you all about that. I'm so glad you asked, John. Here, let me come back to you. So favorite planet to view? Definitely Jupiter. All right. So Saturn's really pretty. Rings. Love the rings. That's really nice. But typical. All the giant planets have rings. Jupiter's are really faint, dark. You can't see them. But I like Jupiter because it's so dynamic. And a lot of the times, like when we're looking up into the sky, it just kind of looks like everything is static, and you kind of forget like everything is moving and changing, and it's pretty awesome. I'm gonna turn around. There's kind of a plane going towards the moon. But with Jupiter, like you can see the bands, you can see the moons going around, and even if you watch it like for an hour, you can see an actual change in the position of the moons and like see the red spot come and go. So that's what I love to do.
Do you think we'll be able to see the red spot from your telescope tonight, Irene?
I don't.
I know the red spot is visible. It is visible on the planet, so I guess
in my telescope it might be visible to me, but probably not through the cell phone because I would need like a camera or something a little bit nicer for imaging. So the other folks who have better imaging equipment, they might be able to show you that tonight.
Yeah.
Not me. Sorry.
No, that's great. Yeah, no, hopefully we'll get some more of our imagers will join us on our StreamYard here, and
Yeah.
which has been very smooth. But we'll get some folks with their cameras ready and seeing the planets, because right now Io, one of the 4 Jovian moons, there's many moons, but those are the 4 that you can really see with your eyes through binoculars. It is just about ready to cross the edge of Jupiter here. Its shadow is still transiting across the face, but it's about ready to become visible on outside of the planet. And the great red spot is just a little bit past would be on the right side of your telescope if you were to be able to see it. So, and I guess, Irene, have you seen Jupiter during the day with your telescope, when it's kind of not visible, or is it difficult?
I have, yeah. I think one time when I was actually viewing at Brooklyn Ridge Park, we were there because the AAA is usually there through the summer. So it was the sky was just starting to get dark, and I see it now. I see a Jupiter.
All right, we've got a live visual sighting.
Yeah, let me. I need to text someone who's looking for people.
Okay, I'm gonna take you out of the solo layout, and I will let you take a little break. And while we're doing that, do you want me to? I'll go solo here for now. There you go. All right, and so Irene's going to be working away to get help someone else probably come onto the StreamYard. And that's exciting. We can actually now see Jupiter in the sky, or at least Irene has. I'm kind of excited to go out and do that shortly myself. And so while she's getting things set up for you to be able to see the planet itself, we've got a couple of likes. Thank you, Rebecca. Is it Hedreen? But thanks for the likes there on both on Facebook. So appreciate that. Hey, Giselle, good to hear from you too. It's been a very long time. So there's Giselle. I got a nice comment there. This is cool. Thanks for that, Giselle. And Irene, as I can see, you're busy at work on the setup, and maybe I'll give you a little bit as I think she's going to be focusing on Jupiter, what to expect to see. So if I actually, oh my God. You okay there, Irene? You're still alive. Are you all right? You fall?
I'm good. I am great. Yeah. Tag me in. Tag me in, Coach.
I can mute you if you want, but you ready to go?
Yeah. Let me just flip my camera around one more time. So I was just about to. All right. I was just about to change my magnification, but before I do that, I just shrieked because I could see them both in there.
Oh my goodness.
And as you can tell, I'm like super giddy and excited because oh my gosh, it's so cool. Oh my gosh, they're both there. John, they're both there.
Yeah, baby. In one eyepiece.
So I don't know.
Pretty awesome. Let's see it. Let's see what we got here.
There's one dot.
I see one dot, and they're kind of just off the center.
You see the other dot?
Oh, I see the second one. In this case, it's about 4 o'clock, it looks like, or 4:30 maybe.
Yes. So the brighter one, Jupiter, the dimmer one, Saturn. So I know that's probably like the worst image of them, but you'll see all night. But they're there, and
through the clouds even.
So do you want to see a little magnification?
Together. Holy cow! That's like less than the diameter of the moon apart right now.
Yes. Yes, it is. I made a thing that I posted. It's like showing basically from now and through Christmas. I think the night of Christmas, they'll still be within like a full moon's diameter of each other. So super excited. Also, hi everyone, and it was so nice to hear from Giselle. I know Giselle is like one of the people I love observing with around Brooklyn. We did a brief observing thing. I don't remember even what we were looking for, but it was it was fun to hang out. Cloudy.
Question coming in from Dave Steele: is it cloudy in Brooklyn? Well, it certainly was. For a while, it was very cloudy, and look at it now, though. You're in Brooklyn, right?
I'm near the Botanic Garden, so I'm just east of the Botanic Gardens in Brooklyn. So kind of the western end of Crown Heights here. That's actually the Botanic Gardens at the end of the street. Boom! Now everyone knows where I live. But yeah, so the clouds have pulled away. So if you're further south in Brooklyn, Sheepshead Bay or something, the clearing is coming, right? So
Yeah.
kind of clear except to the southeast yet.
Well, Dave Shepard loves your excitement, Irene. I'm posting that as we speak on the stream. So fans are loving it, as they should. So yeah, the moon looks beautiful. It's really nice to see both of those in the same eyepiece. So you're going to go now for a higher magnification with a lower millimeter eyepiece. Okay.
Yeah, so I'll probably only be able to get one of them in there. So this was the 26 millimeter. So as I move to a lower number eyepiece, we get a higher magnification. This is going to be the 15, so not quite double. And let me just see, change the focus. Yeah, so there's still kind of both in here, but my alignment isn't what it should be. So we're really only going to see one at a time. So I'm just going to zoom in, kind of focus on Jupiter first. Don't mind the trucks. And I'll see if we can get a little bit of some of the moons in there. Well, I guess you can kind of see Saturn off. It's a blob over there.
Yeah, you can still see it. You can see it better. You can see it as an oval now. So yeah, it's same sort of 430 position. All right.
You can't really see the moons in there.
Yet? Well, EO has just come out. Is it EO or IO? How does one say that?
I say IO.
IO?
I'm an IO person.
Okay. Well, IO is just emerging, so it's probably really hard to see right now. But Europa should be, I think, just to the right in your telescope. And then you've got Ganymede and Callisto much further out.
Okay. Yeah,
so
I'm seeing at least two. I only see two in here so far. So yeah, so the others will probably be popping out in a bit.
Yeah, probably.
I see a little bit of bands.
You see what? You can see the.
Yeah, I can see bands. You're not gonna be able to see it in here probably, but there's two planets, y'all.
That's real. That is, So, question from Dave: what is your telescope's name? Does your telescope have a name, Irene?
My telescope has a name. As you can see, it's a really beautiful telescope. It has little stars on it, and so I call it Brooklyn's prettiest telescope. It's just a name. It's not a statement of fact or anything, but that's what we call it. BPT for short, Brooklyn's prettiest telescope. She has an Instagram, but it's not very active because I'm really bad at the social media things. Yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
I don't know. Can you see above the chimney? It's like straight up above the chimney. I don't think you can see a dot up there yet. You see this chimney?
Oh yeah, I just saw a little speck. Yeah, I got it.
That's Jupiter.
But it's kind of in and out for me. That and I'm using a computer that my son used earlier today, so it has more dirt and dust and stuff.
Some crumbs, a little bit of Jello.
So I'm just glad you can actually see through the camera right now. But yeah, no, that actually is pretty cool. It's nice to have a marker like that to point where it is.
Yeah,
that's pretty great. All that before even 5 o'clock. So that's pretty cool.
I know everyone needs a chimney in their neighborhood to point at stuff. If you don't have a chimney, ask someone to build a chimney.
So Irene, I'm going to put up a little question on this next one, which is, when was the last time Jupiter and Saturn appeared this close together? And the answer is almost 400 years ago, July 16th, 1623. And then I did a little work on my Sky Safari Pro earlier, and it turns out that there was another one that was even closer together. They were literally almost one object, it looked like, and that was on March 4th, 1226. That was viewable in the morning, and the July 16th and 1623 was viewable in the evening, like ours is right now. So, but it was a lot lower on the horizon, so it would have been a little bit harder than this one. So, a little bit of trivia for those. Let's see.
That 12 one, that was before the telescope, so definitely no one saw that through the telescope. So they wouldn't have seen all the rad moons.
Yeah, and the other interesting things then was that you're right, they wouldn't have seen none of that. But what they would have seen, and we got a shout out from Javier. Thank you, Javier.
Hi, Javier.
glad you're loving the show. Another factoid that I thought was interesting when I looked at both of those times, the Shoemaker-Levy Comet Trail was massive and extended out around the planets, which was probably visible to the naked eye. And those aren't visible now because they've actually exploded on the planet and left at the time at least their scars. So that was kind of a cool.
That ran into Jupiter, right?
Yes, it did.
Jupiter. Oh wow.
Yeah, those ran into Jupiter. So okay, Piali says, where are you meeting? We are here. I don't know if Piali, where are you, Piali? Are you in Brooklyn Bridge Park?
I'm hiding out in Crown Heights.
Yeah.
I might have another view of the moon to show, but yeah, the Brooklyn Bridge Park folks should be in.
Yeah, we're getting questions. Are you in Brooklyn Bridge Park? Irene is not. She's in her local neighborhood by the Brooklyn Botanical Garden. But there should be a group at Brooklyn Bridge Park on Pier 6. Or no, Piali's on Pier 6. Working through this live now. Where is our team, Irene? Do you know where they're supposed to be in Brooklyn Bridge Park?
I thought it was Pier 6.
All right, well, let's hope that. Oh, yeah, that's much nicer with the close-up. You can really see the craters on the terminator line. So the line between this dark shadow and the brighter side of the moon that's being lit up by the sun is where you can really see the depth of the craters and really see a lot of interesting details. As you get towards the brighter areas, the shadows are not as deep, but you can really see a lot of the craters, Irene. And let me hide that. It looks like you can also see at the top, well, at the bottom of your screen, those look like maybe the Atlas and the Atlas and the Hercules craters up there, and that kind of, and then you got that really massive one right on the terminal. That's beautiful.
Oh yeah, I don't know my southern craters.
Well, I might have tuned in with the Sky Safari earlier, which I'm always a big fan of Sky Safari Pro 6. It does right by me when I go to view objects. So. That's always appreciated. Wow, that's a beautiful view of the moon.
Yeah.
Certainly, you can see a bit more detail in the moon than you can in any of the other planets. Although we did have a great time with Mars this year, right? With how much we could see of Mars when it was really super close.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know if I actually got the polar caps, but I could see a lot of the dark markings, and I know some of the images. Didn't you get the were you one of the people that got like where the Valles Marineris and like the Olympus Mons region?
I was able to get Elysium Mons and Olympus Mons and see it pretty. You could even see the actual crater in the caldera in it, in addition to kind of the white surrounding bright area. They're that massive. Mars has the largest volcanoes in the solar system, but I think it's one of, is it Io that has the most volcanoes in the solar system?
Yeah, Io is the most volcanically active. And I'm just gonna see if I can ping these in here. I'm still just seeing, I think I still just see 2 moons in there. Wait, is there one that's like way off to the right, or is that
for you? That's going to be Callisto, Irene. Yeah, the way off. I'm sorry, that's going to be Callisto.
Cool.
So with your naked eyes, if you're looking at it through binoculars, where you with a good set of binoculars, not even a good set, just a decent set of binoculars, you'll be able to see all 4 of Jupiter's moons with those. And so if you were looking at it with your binoculars, there'd be one way off to the left right now. And if you were looking, and that's Callisto, kind of up to the left and the right, kind of around 9:30 or 10 o'clock. And then in our Irene scope, that's going to be it's going to be, as we can see here, I can see 2 of the moons off to the right. And those must be Ganymede and Europa. And then I'm trying to see where Callisto is. Am I looking at that right, Irene?
I think so. Let me move it again. Sorry. Yeah, there's like 2 really close in.
Yeah, the 2
then
close
like maybe
in
a third of the way to Saturn is, I guess, where
that's Callisto. Yep, that's right. It's kind of interesting. The moons are going to be so close together. Have you been able to see Titan? Is that going to be visible yet, you think?
It should be visible because I know I can usually see Titan when I'm looking.
It should be towards Callisto and a little bit, and yours it should be a little bit to the left, I guess.
To the left.
This is
Not
cool.
seeing it
So
yet.
we're looking at the moon through some like a furry hat. Oh, I see you're.
Oh, sorry.
Hey, Irene. Good to see you. That's good
Hi.
too. I like that view.
I mean, I'm gonna flip this around. I think I'm gonna check some messages and see if we can get some folks caught up. Because I'm wondering if we have some lost souls out there. We're
I'm not
looking
sure why we don't have more people
for
joining
the
us
stream.
to stream in. So
Okay. Yeah. If you want to throw out some
let
fast
me.
facts or something,
What's that, Irene?
then I'll tag out for a moment.
Okay, I'll put you
And
on mute
I'm
for
just
a
gonna
bit.
check some messages if
I'll
that's
put
okay.
you on mute for a bit, let you text, and then we'll come back to you in a few. Okay, thanks, Irene.
Alrighty.
All right. So, are there any questions out there, or any around Jupiter or Saturn? Before I'm gonna show you a video that I took from Central Park last year when people could all get together and we had a Star Fest in 2019. And let's see here. And that was actually, we were fortunate enough to be able to see the great red spot on video. So I'll show you quickly. I'll show you a picture of that. Pull myself out here. Okay. So this is kind of the video of Jupiter there. I'm in the background. I'm sure there's a better way to do this than what I am, but anyway. So that was the video. And then this is what Saturn looks like when you kind of see it with the scope I have set up. This was an 8-inch celestron. It's you can, as you can see here, you can see the gap in the rings, between the rings and the planet, and then there's a little bit of a kind of a shaded area in between the either side of the ring, and that's actually the Cassini division. There are a number of divisions that are cleared out by the moons of the planet, but that's kind of, I thought, pretty cool. And then this again from Central Park. If you kind of look just in that, there's kind of a little bit of a spot that pops into your eye every now and again. And so when you take these pictures and you pull them all together, eventually you get an image. And let me pop out of here and I'll show you that image again of what the red spot looked like after you combine about maybe 50 to 100 of those pictures, or you can probably do less. But after you do that, so those are the images that when you have a telescope that's sort of all right. Looks like we may have. Hey, Irene, we have. Are you? You're back on live stream now. Are you?
Hey.
We've got the Hudson River Museum. You're on live stream now, and I see. I've got a Brian. It shows up as Brian on there. Hello.
Hey, Brian Levine.
That's me.
Oh, you got the beard below the mask. I like that look. That's a good look.
Thank you.
Oh, it looks beautiful there. It's got some really nice colors in the sky right now.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah. I don't see any telescopes yet, but I can turn around. Jupiter and Saturn are up. Saturn's just barely visible, but it's there.
Cool. Yeah, it's still just after 5, so it won't be long. Actually,
There you go.
Hey,
hi, Mark.
Hi. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yeah, you're coming through loud and clear. What's going on where you are in the Hudson River Museum?
Well, I am actually.
Where are you at the Hudson? Where are you?
No, I am at the museum. I'm actually going to pick up the computer here and hopefully not drop it.
Cool.
Okay, so I look a little radioactive, but that's me. So right now I'm actually out in front of the museum. Even though I don't need it right now, I'll hold up my mask just so you can see it's got constellations on it.
All right.
So normally I run the planetarium here at the museum, but the planetarium is closed, as are a lot of other things. You can just barely see the dome right up there.
Oh yeah, just yeah.
Yeah, but we are right on the edge of the Hudson River. So there's the Hudson River over there.
Beautiful.
And if we turn around here, we can see the moon.
I see the moon.
Right there.
Nice.
And I know that everybody was very worried about the clouds getting out of the way, but it looks like they have actually.
Just in time, right?
Yeah. And then off in the distance there, probably can't see it right over the smokestacks right there.
Yeah.
There's actually Jupiter and Saturn. I have a telescope set up. Right now I am getting the camera set up and ready to go on that.
Awesome.
Hopefully I can do that before my fingers lose their sense of feeling. But I'm working on that.
All right. Well, we'll break away from you then, Mark. Let you get things set up on your scope, and it's nice. You and Irene both have chimney stacks pointing at Jupiter and Saturn, so you guys chose the locations wisely.
Cool. Great.
All right. We'll hear back from you in a second. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So let's see. Irene, I'm gonna. Oh wait, I see Brian. It looks like you can see the moon very well now from where you are. So
yes.
I'm gonna move you up. So the moon, it's a crescent moon. It's pretty thin, but yours looks kind of fat. So it's definitely it's really bright, right? Because that's what it's. So when it's that bright, it's hard for a camera to have. It's called dynamic range, right? You can't see the thin moon and still see your face, right? So that's good. Yeah, it's hard to do with the phone. Looks good. No, that's good. Can you move it? So, we just lost it. Okay, there we go. Cool. All right, and then can you turn it towards where you think Jupiter and Saturn are? So maybe.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to switch to my front-facing camera, and
okay.
It's All right. Well, I can't do that apparently. So yes.
No worries.
Jupiter should be. Let's see, right about above my head. If you wanted something to point at it. I don't have a smokestack in a good spot, but it should be right about there.
Okay, I'm not seeing it. Anybody else? Is anyone else that's on the broadcast able to see it? Let's see. We're getting Piali's really enjoying the view, and I guess she's on Pier 6. She's saying it's a great view here with the naked eye. So
yeah,
are you
beautiful.
on Pier 6?
Say it again.
Are you on Pier 6, Brian, or where are you?
Yeah, I'm at the end of Pier 6. Southwest corner, basically right just down the pier from the ferry launch or the ferry landing.
So we're getting questions. Where are you in New York City? So we have just to go through it. We have right now 4 people with me on the live stream, and Brian is at Brooklyn Bridge River Park, right, Brian, and Pier 6.
Yep.
We have Mark Taylor at the Hudson River Museum. And he's just getting ready to look at things through his scope. And then we have Irene Pease, who's in her neighborhood near the Brooklyn Botanical Gardens. And Irene seems to be choosing to be on mute, but let me just.
Okay.
Hey, Irene, are you able to re-engage with us now? It's definitely a lot darker out there, right?
Yeah. Hey, I'm here. Someone decided to stop by and take a look. That happens sometimes when you have a huge telescope. So just one of my neighbors, I guess, from Crown Heights, was just taking a look at the moon. So John, I don't know if here, I'm going to actually take out my earbuds. So I don't know if my sound is going to get weird for a sec.
Okay. I'll put it on mute really for a little bit. So. We're waiting for Mark to get us the telescope views from where he is.
Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes, you're coming in very well, Irene.
Yeah. So we're looking at the moon, and I don't know, John, do you want to tell him which crater?
Oh, sure. I think
it's moving.
The ones toward the bottom, I think, are the big ones would be Atlas and Hercules. Those I think are about 60 to 90 kilometers wide in diameter. And then that really bright one, let's see. I don't have my moon map with me, so I don't have to pull up something close.
I may have lost my sound. Sorry.
Oh, there you are.
I can hear you now.
Oh, there you are. John, which craters would we be seeing?
Well, let's see. Which one? I can't. Where is he seeing it right now? Any general location relative to like bottom, middle,
Yeah, I guess
top?
at the top. Yeah, what were the big craters
So
that
top
would
to
be
you
the
is the
top?
southern part of the moon. Then, so at the southern part, let's see. One of the more visible ones is probably. I don't know if it's visible tonight. Well, we'll get there. Was not planning on being too much on the moon. Tonight,
That's all
but let me
right.
see. Let me see if I can switch modes to see. It is quite. It is. The moon is always for people that haven't had a chance to really look at the craters. It is awesome, right?
I had my binoculars out last night when I was looking.
Oh, yeah.
There were some pretty
Yeah,
pretty
no,
things in the shadows.
One of my favorite mare is the Sea of Crisis. So it's like this. It's a smaller sea, but it's really round. Like, I mean, most of them. Some of them are rounder than others. But then it has like those two little craters, Pierce and Picard, that always make me think it's like one of those flounder fish or whatever that fish is that lies on the bottom of the ocean. Then it's both its eyes migrate to the same side. Like, how weird is that?
Cool.
But, just getting a picture of it.
Oh, nice. So he's taking pictures through the eyepiece like you were doing and streaming to us, Irene?
Yeah, so he's getting a picture.
Cool.
So maybe we might phase out so that it looks like Mark's all set. So we
got Mark. Hey, Mark, are you all set to give us a view from your scope?
Did you get it?
No.
Oh, here.
Well,
I'm gonna drop off for a minute and see if I can switch my camera to the front facing side.
Okay, cool. That sounds good, Brian. We'll look forward to when we get there.
Yep.
All right. So as we wait for some of the other folks I'm watching them while they work their equipment to be able to show you what's going on. I'm going to check in and see. Thanks, Tony Armando. Apologize if I didn't get that right, but thanks for the like on Facebook or the love on Facebook, I guess. Kat, thanks for the love there on Facebook. Hope you're feeling better. Sebastian, thanks as well. So that's nice to get those. And Mark Stringer, thanks for the like on Facebook. We're doing our best here under what was initially pretty challenging conditions. A lot of clouds out tonight, but some hardy souls, Brian, Irene, and Mark are out making it work, both with visual observations of the two planets and the moon, as well as Irene has her Dobsonian telescope, and Mark is right now setting up his on it. So let me add Brian back to. Hey, Brian, beautiful views of the river there.
Yeah.
Wow.
My audio is not doing very good at the moment.
No, you're coming in quite clear.
Okay, good. Yeah, there's the view I've got, the air tunnel for the air duct for the tunnel, the Brooklyn Battery tunnel. There's the moon. I don't know if you can see Jupiter there.
Yes.
Yeah, there's a little tiny.
And I think I can actually get a piece of Saturn with that too. Wow, that's cool. It kind of pops in every now and again. But Jupiter is staying there the whole time when I'm looking at it. That's pretty cool. So with the naked eye right now, Saturn is should be just above and a little bit to the left of Jupiter. That's where I'm seeing it, and it looks like that's where it should. That is it. So, and are you able to see it with your naked eyes there, Brian?
Sorry, I didn't catch most of that.
Are you able to see? Are you able to see both planets with your eyes?
My audio is being very staggering from here. I can apparently. It sounds like I can communicate with you, but I can't hear you guys very well.
Yeah,
so
that's right.
I'll hold this up until it gets better. And
no worries. That's beautiful. It's a beautiful view of the moon and clearly see Jupiter, and then occasionally it looks like I see just a little tiny speck there. That's got to be Saturn. So maybe just wishing to see it. I'm actually chomping at the bit in about 15 minutes. Once this live stream ends, I'm going to run up to my rooftop and take the view in with binoculars, and then hope that my telescope is going to be able to pull it in before they get too far west. Hey, Irene, are you back on?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Brian's been showing us beautiful views of just out over.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it, but really nice.
and I can hear you better now too.
Oh, great. Yeah, no, those are beautiful shots. And I'm amazed that Jupiter comes out so clearly. I mean, it's very bright in the sky, but with your iPhone or your phone, it works great.
Yeah, iPhone SE. There you
go. Wow. Okay. Keeping it old school. I like that. Okay.
Yeah, I can totally see them in there in Brian's view there. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, my chimney's not pointing at them anymore.
Do you want to give us another view now that it's much darker, Irene, of the two planets? Are you able to do that?
Ooh.
Yeah, it's probably not going to be great because again, it's not like a fancy like.
Yeah.
I'm like holding it.
I've got a rare celestial event coming
in a second. My cold hands.
Here.
They're not even my hot little hands anymore.
What's the rare celestial event there, Brian, that you're talking about?
There's a fairy.
Whoa. Oh, wow. Whoa. And it's going to conjunct with Jupiter and Saturn. Beautiful.
Almost.
That is quite the syzygy.
I was hoping for an occultation, but nope.
Take what we can get, right? Yeah, so let me try just Jupiter. Again, it's not going to be super clear, but you might see more of the moon. So I think, yeah. Sorry. There's had it. There's the Jupiter, and Saturn is way off to the end. And I don't know if you all can see any moons. It's really tiny on my screen.
Oh, let me get you.
There's some planets.
Great. Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, you can see all three moons very clearly. I can't quite see. Oh, I think I see Io now, just off to the left of it.
Oh, yeah.
So you've got. So I don't know if people can see. They probably can't see my cursor, but so if you look in between Jupiter and Saturn, about 2/3 of the way from Saturn to Jupiter, the first moon you see, that little tiny speck is Callisto. And then you have Ganymede, that's the next one, that's pretty close to the planet. And then even closer still is Europa. And then somewhere on the other side is just peeking out from the planet now is Io. And so those moons are constantly in rotation, and the order that we talked about in this kind of from furthest to closest, and they stay in that order in a certain orbital residence.
Yeah, those first three are in orbital residence. I learned the other night. That's why I decided on our last episode of Moontopia that we did on Monday, I decided Callisto is, for now at least, my favorite Galilean moon because it's a little bit of a rebel. It's not in resonance with the others. Whoopsies, where'd they go? Because we have the 1, 2, 4 resonance, and then there's Callisto doing its own thing basically.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of out there.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting because like the planets that resonance plus the severe gravity of Jupiter actually creates a lot of really interesting environments in both Io, Europa, and Ganymede with very heated cores and keeping what would otherwise be a frozen planet probably liquid in most of those cases. So, and I'm going to try and I guess get George Hilios to join us. I guess somehow they didn't have the link here, so we're going to see if we can get him to send that out.
Okay. Yeah, George will have a way better view. You'll be able to see the rings of Saturn in George's view, I'm sure. I'm hoping. I can see it in here, but like when I put my eye up there, but I don't know if y'all can see because again, my mirror is not what it should be. She's pretty on the outside.
It's a beautiful view of all the. Were you able to? I can't quite see Titan yet. Have you been able to spot it with your eyes there, Irene?
Let me see. Oh yeah, right on. Partly because you told me where it was going to be, so I just looked a little. Yeah, it's like a couple Saturn diameters off to the side. Like if I tilt my head in the direction of Saturn, it's just like 9:30. So yeah, it's visible in there. We're dark enough outside. We have moons.
And I've got a screen, and I've got Brian. Are you on there? Hey, Brian.
I'm here. Yeah.
Are we? What did we look at on the screen here? Irene's just been showing us live views from her eyepiece. What do you have there for us?
If that was directed at me, I lost audio again.
Oh no! Oh, sorry, Brian. I meant Mark.
Oh yeah. No, I have my telescope set up on Jupiter and Saturn right now. I think the problem is that I am using my phone as a hotspot. So it seems to have some seems to have some difficulty with the frame rate speed of share. But what I will do is I will just show everybody real quick again what things look like from here.
Okay.
And just want to point out that, over in this area, we have a really spectacular view. A lot of people, if they're thinking about looking at the sky from the New York City area, they worry about light pollution. And out here in Yonkers, we still have a bit of an issue with light pollution, even though they're doing better with the new lights that are being installed. But we actually have beautiful views out up over the river. That pair of smokestacks you can see is actually an old coal-fired power plant, which is out there. And right now, Saturn and Jupiter is this little tiny dot right there. Try to get my hand in the way. I'm sort of looking at multiple reflections at the same time. So it's like, okay, left, right, up, down. Well, okay, it's up there, right? We're above the smokestacks. And it is remarkable in that they do pretty much look to my eyes like a brilliant dot and another dot just above it. You can pick it out just barely, but that's my glasses. So, and off to the left there, the moon is very visible too. But it can be difficult to do, outdoor events around here because, we generally have to do stuff after sunset. And a lot of times people have heard things about Yonkers and they worry that if they come here, they'll get attacked and so forth. And Yonkers is actually a beautiful city, very friendly. It is possible to get lost. We will say that. There is a movie called Lost in Yonkers, so we will. But I will try to get this camera operating again. If not, I might do what Brian did and just use his phone again. See if that works.
Those are beautiful views, and thanks for sharing that with us, Mark. Sure. And we've got George Hilios that just joined us. George may have us some closer views here. He's on mute right now. George, when you're ready, please feel free to share what you've got. And we're getting a lot of nice comments. Thank you, Edouard Ruel. Fantastic. Thanks for doing this. Appreciate that. The comments. And thank you, Evelyn Molina. So, George, are you able to? I'm seeing something there. Let's see what.
Yeah. Do you want me to crank the game?
Oh, there we go.
You should be able to see both Saturn and Jupiter in the same view.
Perfect. That would be awesome. You are now. The screen is yours, George. So, but I think you're. Are you on? You're on mute. So yeah, unmute yourself. So what I see? Okay, so to the right is Jupiter, and to the left is Saturn. Correct?
That's right. Yeah, they're in the same frame. I've never been able to shoot them both at the same time before. It's pretty cool.
That's awesome. And can you crank up the gain so we can maybe see the moons just a little bit while you're doing that? So as you crank up the gain, everything will get brighter, including Saturn, and Jupiter will get really large, but we might be able to see the moons that way too. Can you do that?
All right, trying to do that right now.
Cool. And so, George, while you're doing that, do you want to just talk about what kind of, that is a serious looking telescope you got there? What you want to share with us? What's your telescope? Oh, I see the rings of Saturn now. I can see them on the left there pretty clearly.
Yeah. So what I have here, I'm also like juggling 3 screens. This is a little challenging. Sorry. So what we're seeing here, this is an 8-inch telescope. It's a Schmidt-Cassegrain, and so when I increase the gain, you can see the Galilean moons, and the rings come in extra clear for Saturn.
Beautiful. Yeah, I can really see it. Let me yeah, that's a beautiful shot there, George. I'm actually surprised that they're that crisp and clear. I guess it's a nice night, which I'm chomping at the bit. As soon as this is over, I'm running up to my rooftop to check it out myself.
Yeah, and the telescope, you should be able to see it to the right. That's an 8-inch. It's in my dome in my backyard. So it's about to go behind the trees, though. I only have a little bit longer.
Wow, cool. Can you crank up the gain even more? See if we can. So the planets will get kind of fuzzy, but I'm starting to see the moons now in Jupiter. Let's see if we can also see Titan there too. Can you crank that up? Oh yeah, more and more. Oh, I see Io.
Oh, there they are. Yeah.
Europa. Yep. Keep going.
Oh yeah, look at that. All the way
now
out
let's
there.
crank that gain up a little bit more. Let's see if we can see Titan over there too. By Saturn. It should be pretty close. You might have to really crank it up. Keep going.
Have lots of amateur astronomers have come to grief by just keep on
Titan.
cranking that gain higher and higher.
Yeah, there's Titan. I see it now.
There it is.
There we go.
And actually, you might even have Enceladus there.
Yeah.
That could be Enceladus that we're looking at.
Oh, closer.
Right between Saturn and Titan, right?
Nice.
Yeah, both of which may be future homes for humanity.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
But it's probably not in our lifetime. Okay, so I get a question from Sebastian. Amateur question: isn't the max conjunction on the 21st? You are correct, Sebastian. But it's fun to enjoy the view. Oh, now that's maximum gain right there, I would say. So they'll get a little bit closer, but the fact that you can see them in one eyepiece is really what's cool. And so we're trying to enjoy them as they put on a show all the way, up to the 21st and even after. Like there should be good shows on the 22nd, 23rd, plus or minus these days. You should get good views of them together. They will be the closest on the 21st though. If New York weather holds, we'll get a chance to see it. So great question. Thanks for asking.
But they're already closer together than the width of the moon, which is that's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's quite amazing that we're all rotating around the sun at extremely fast speeds. One is about 500 million miles away from the sun, and the other is a billion. We're probably plus or minus around 80 million. And yet, in our eyes right now, they almost look like they're nearly next to each other, and on the screen they are. You can see their moons as they rotate about them. So I'm pretty fired up. That's pretty fun. So we're running short on time, and as you can tell, I'm gonna end this thing right at 5:30, so I can see this with my own eyes. But Irene, Brian, Mark, George, any comments or things you wanna say about the experience tonight?
I'll put a plug in that you can see Mars. You just follow Jupiter, Saturn, and go through the moon, and you get to Mars.
This is that guy.
Very good point. Yeah, Mars is still bright and high in the sky. It has its opposition where its closest point earlier in the year in November, I believe, end of October, November, and it was incredibly large. And the largest will be for about 13 years. So.
If you want to give me the screen for a second, I can see if it shows up on my phone.
Yeah, go for it. Let's see. Let's get you, Brian. Let's see. Hold on. Brian, second. Oh yeah, there it is.
All right.
Wait, hold on. I see you and I see Jupiter.
Moon. There's a little bit of some reflection on my camera. Let's see. It should be in the frame, but I don't.
Seeing darkness mostly.
Yeah. All right. It's maybe a little too dim to see on the cell phone, but
yeah, it is getting dimmer. I don't know which is brighter right now, Jupiter or Mars, but
I would say Jupiter is a lot brighter.
Is it? Okay.
But yeah. Oh well. I tried.
Right. Any last points to make here as we narrow up on in our hour time frame here for the live stream?
I guess one thing I'd like to point out, if people are taking a look at Jupiter and Saturn, one thing is that they look like they're awfully close together. I don't know if you've mentioned this, but Saturn is about as far away from Jupiter as Jupiter is from us.
Yes.
So even though they look like they're right next to each other, they are vastly farther apart than that.
That's a great point. Way to put it.
Yeah. Also, if you take a look at Titan, you may be looking at a future interplanetary gas station because all of that methane in Titan's atmosphere is raining out of the sky and forming lakes. And methane is not a bad rocket fuel. So one day we might just go there, land, stick a hose in those lakes, pump our tanks full of fuel, and keep going.
Imagine a James Bond movie where they're on a submarine and under the seas of Titan.
Yeah, that or somebody decides to take control of Titan because they'll corner the methane market or something.
Yeah, that seems quite plausible, actually. Humanity. That's great. Great point. And Irene, anything else from where you are? All right.
I'm really glad I brought my custom gloves because it's getting a little bit nippy out here. So yeah, I'd say it's been fun. Really excited to see it. See them together in my telescope again. If it's cloudy the rest of the night, at least I got to see them both tonight. Hoping that they get some good views from Brooklyn Bridge Park. And I don't know if I can do the Mars thing or not. It's not up there. That's cool. There's no chimney pointing at Mars, so that's harder to find.
Yeah, I'm just streaming through these beautiful views right now of it. It's really fun. Thank you all for braving the cold out there and bringing this to us. I think it's certainly been fun for me to enjoy it here from the warmth of my apartment. But I am excited to get out there and see it. And I'll leave you with a shot of George's very crisp rings of Saturn to the left and Jupiter to the right, and the faint hints of the moons of both planets. And again, thanks to everyone for making this happen. And we'll look forward. There will be a live stream tomorrow, but with weather conditions the way they are, we'll fingers crossed. But it doesn't look promising. But thanks for making the most of tonight, and we'll look forward to see you on live streams again at the Amateur Astronomers Association of New York.
Okay, see ya.
Have a good night, everyone.
Thanks, all.
Right.
Good night.
Thanks, everyone. Good night.
Good night.
Right.